Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, pool fans from all over the world. Welcome to the Predator EuroTour Dutch Open, live from the Bonte Wever Hotel in Assen. Well, we're watching Yanik against Pablo Garcia Lagar. Winners round 1 action, race to 9. My name is Pascal de Smit, and joining me in the booth is my good friend and colleague Graham Hickman. Graham, how are you doing?
Doing very well, Pascal. Very well indeed. Excited for this event. I think we're going to be some great matches. Obviously, Yanik, local favourite, be looking to do well on his home turf, as well as a lot of the other Dutch players. Mika van Berkel. There'll be plenty of the guys looking to go deep. Pablo, I haven't seen much of him. I don't know if you've seen him play previously, but this is one of my first times, I think, seeing him over the EuroTours. I don't know if you've watched him before.
Well, no particular matches, but I will be in the stats in a moment. I do have to say I know Yanik pretty well. Being from the Netherlands, of course, I had the chance of meeting him a lot of times and also playing him. There was some less fortunate occasion of the times I met him. I would rather talk to him than play him. He's some real talent. He's the real deal.
Yeah, he's a fast player. Doesn't hang around. Likes to take his shots. Quite entertaining to watch. Doesn't hide his emotions, that's for sure. But will be interesting to see. These are early matches. Winners round 1. We're playing here. Race to 9. As you can see, it's 9-ball. We have alternate break, and each player will have a 2-break format. So they will break twice, and then it will pass to the other player. And we are playing the 3-point rule. So players will need to make 3 points to be a legal break. And how you make the points, for those who don't know, you can either pocket a ball, that will be 1 point, or you get a ball past the break line, gives you another point. So chance there, but a bit of a mistake on the position. Ooh, nearly scratched. Yeah, early chance there. Maybe early nerves.
Well, it is winners round 1, which of course on the TV table, well, it makes a difference for both players, I guess. Although they are both pretty experienced. Pablo, he played a lot of the senior events with the European Championships in a few years already, so he played some Euro Tours. No medals, but he does have some experience in the bigger international tournaments. But then again, Yanik Bongers, well, already world champion in the youth division. So very, very dangerous, especially with rotation games like 9-ball.
Oh, he's lost a cue ball there. Yeah, very dangerous indeed. And I think he'll be up for this. We have the EuroTour running over these next few days, but we have the European Championships as well coming up in the seniors. And judging by what you're saying, Pascal, Pablo will be part of that, no doubt. So a good warm-up for the European Championships as well.
Yeah, there we have him. Typical Dutch boy, you could say. Very, very dangerous.
Oh, that's a great shot. Pick that one off. He's not afraid to go for his shots, Pascal. I'm a big fan of Yanik. I think he's quite an aggressive player. If the shots are there, he'll be taking them on. He doesn't like to hide away from opportunities, that's for sure.
Yeah, if he's on, and I can tell you he's on a lot of times, then he's very, very hard to beat. I guess the best chance is, well, at moments like this, when he makes a mistake, you have to really, really pressure him with run-outs, good safeties, solid play. I saw actually in the Dutch Championships, it was the final of 9-ball. He played Niels Veyen, which of course is like a pool superstar, especially in our country. And well, Niels, he put a lot of pressure on Yanik, running out the same amount of balls, but then also put some extra pressure in the safety department. Well, I mean, situations like this can really help when you kinda give him the feeling, at least that's how I feel as a commentator seeing a lot of matches of him. When you give him the idea that you are kinda impressed by his game, or you know, when you let him go a little bit, then he's gone.
Yeah, definitely. But I think you're right. Oh, that's a big miss, and you just called it a moment ago, Pascal. Those are the chances against these top players that you have to capitalize on. Mistakes don't come that often, and even those early ones can be a bit impacting for the rest of this match, even though it is the first rack.
It was a good cut though.
Yeah, nicely done. And I think from memory, Pascal, didn't Yanik not win his first EuroTour last year? I'm sure he did. In Poland, I think it was.
Yeah, I think he also has like another medal in one of the others. I will check that for you guys, which I can do in just a bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did win last year. I think he played Mario in the final. I think I've seen something on social media, but also I do recall that final. I think it was pretty close. But, winning a EuroTour, as you can see, you've got the Mario Hayes, Albin, all the Polish players, German players. It's such a tough, Joshua Filler winning multiple events this year already. So the standard is high. So to snap off a EuroTour and have it on your CV, oh, he's scratching there, he's been kicked in. It's a big win. These events are not easy fields, Pascal. They're tough, very tough.
Well, I will name a few a few like rank 1 or 2 from the last year or the last years. So we got the EuroTour in Poland, which he won. Then in 23 he got the under 19 8-ball European Championship, first place. The under 19 straight pool second place, and the men's straight pool second place. That's crazy. In 22 he got European Championship under 19 8-ball and 9-ball first place, and straight pool second. Yeah, he's some dominant force. Crazy really. Yeah,
and obviously traveling around the world, playing as many events. It's a great time to be young, Pascal. If only we could turn the clock back maybe 20 years, we might see ourselves playing some of these events, but we have to.
I like the idea of people at home now thinking we could do that. Wow. I do have to say though, I mean, we can still give those young cunts a hard time on a good day, but
yeah, of course. But yeah, it's a good time to be a young pool player. Lots of pool.
Yeah, definitely.
there's multiple events going on. Obviously, we have the European side here, but there's events going on with Predator and Vietnam, and basically global domination in pool at the moment. Is just pick your poison. Anywhere you want to go, there is events. I think pool has never been in a better place. That's in my opinion, anyway. And a great chance here for Pablo to capitalise on that mistake. He's a little bit off angle here. He might have to take the medicine and just leave the cue ball where it is. Yeah. 2 reels, Pascal, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. So he could choose to go 2 reels on the side of the table where he is now, or to draw it 2 reels to get closer to the 8 ball. That's what I kind of like. Yeah, just hit it a little bit thicker to get it a little bit further, cheated the pocket a little bit. So are you going around the angles or going to float over 1 reel?
Yeah, drop it in. Nothing crazy. Played it well. Big rack this, because after the miss from the last one, this will settle him down. Give him a little bit of a... Yeah, that'll do him the world of good to get 1 on the board. But manages to get 1 back. And now we switch breaks. And we will get to see Pablo's break.
Oh, I don't know what happened there, but referee came. Maybe handed Yanik a sheet, maybe a handkerchief, to ask for his autograph, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was a pass or something I'd left on the side. I don't know. Let's see.
So the Aramith balls we all know so well from Belgium. In the standard since I don't know for how many years.
Yeah, it's going to be an illegal break, I think.
It was really soft.
Well, he managed to get 2 balls down, so he was a bit fortunate there. Got 2 balls in, and one of the balls went past the headstring, so that little nudge actually leaves the table. It's a great layout, Pascal. 2 to 4, probably 4 to 5 is going to be the shot, but he might leave an angle on the 4 here anyway to come around for the 5 in the same pocket. That could be the angle he's playing.
Yeah, land somewhere between the 6 and the 4 maybe.
Yeah, how's his cueing? If he's just off straight, might not be too bad. He can... I think he might be able to screw over. He could flirt with danger and try to go in between the 8 and the 9, but then the 9 does come into play. What do you think, Pascal? I kind of like the draw shot here. If he can do it, then gives him a bit more of a safer option, but looks tight.
Yeah, I think it looks like, at least like you say, that he can just simply draw and have like a pretty straightish 5, but if it's that easy, why is he you know, taking so long? So maybe it's straighter than we think.
I think it's the other way. I think he's in between.
Ah,
that's why he's maybe taking a little bit longer. Might have to go the 2 rails.
Yeah, or draw into the rail. Oh yeah.
Played it well.
Nice speed.
Just a touch. He's going to have to come the same way again to play the same kind of shot, but I think the 9 ball comes a little bit more into play here because of how close he's going to go to that 8 ball. Don't know if he can easily avoid it.
Also with the stretch, with the extension, doesn't make it easier. Going with inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the case.
So
Wow.
kind of got fortunate. I think he ran too far. Or do you think he played for the middle? I think he's just okay now with the middle pocket.
Yeah, it might work in his favour because he's going to go off probably 3 rails here. He might just be able to drop in behind that 7 ball, so might work out okay if he can get this in. How's the pace? Oh, he's missed it and he's hit it short.
Wow, but I think he left a pretty tough shot. So can he go forward 2 rails, or does he need to stop cue ball there? Well, yeah. He pulls the trigger so fast. This is not
Yeah,
easy
he knew
though.
he couldn't do much there really, just taking what the table would give him around the world. Oh, he's trying to hold it. How's it going to land? Oh, second chance for Pablo here. Works out quite nice because even if he just pops this in a little bit, he can draw it off the rail and back out if he chooses. Because he might be elevated a little bit here, Pascal, so might just naturally force him to draw it off the rail and back out. Oh, maybe just stun it, maybe. No, he doesn't want to be straight. Have to go forward, I think. The 9 in the top
I
left,
think
maybe.
so too. Well, that should be okay on, especially on the new cloth. It is gonna slide in, being this close to the rail. Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, a few early mistakes. I mean, Yanik hasn't really done a great deal wrong. Maybe just trying to get his rhythm going. He has had a couple of chances, both players. But obviously Pablo just squeezing out that rack. Has a chance of a second break. And you said that in the last break. It was quite soft, wasn't it? And I think, obviously, fortunate for him that he was able to make 2 balls and the points. It'll be interesting to see how hard he hits this next break. But this is why we have the 3-point rule. So he's flirting with danger on a soft break.
Yeah, I did already saw a few soft breaks that were very, very effective, making 3 balls on the break. So, yeah, the tables do break pretty good, what I've seen so far. I think he hit it a little bit harder this time.
Yeah, he did. He had the wing ball and the points. He's hooked on the 1 ball, so he's probably going to look for a push out here. You could probably try to kick the 1. Maybe kick the 1 and send it off 2 cushions to the other side of the table could be an option. Because it's one of those push outs, Pascal, where you don't want to push up the table because you leave a pot on. But if you push down the table, you're going to leave it pretty straightforward safe and you could be in big trouble. So it's an interesting one.
I maybe would like to play the 5 like into the 8 ball, close to the 8 ball, leave him with the long 1 ball. This is also, well, I think this he could be hooked pretty heavily after this one.
Yeah, I'd be chasing the 8 ball here, I think. Maybe if he can drift the cue ball up table.
Yeah, the 8 or
Or
the
use
2.
the 2 ball. Yeah. Needs to miss the 5. Oh, nice bump. Oh, maybe not. Wow. He's left the gap. Could have been in a whole world of trouble. That's what I was saying about the push out. He kind of invited that shot though, didn't he? Because of leaving that angle. He was hoping that he wasn't going to be hooked. Lucky for him, he's not.
Yeah, it's still pretty big gamble. But if he gets the hook, it worked out, which he didn't. think the bank is on the double kiss. So Yanik is gonna go for the save.
Probably send it up to the 8 ball maybe. Can he get the cue ball behind the 4? I don't know. He's trying to get back down behind the 6. Not a bad shot. Has left a gap. It could be in trouble here if he can see the 1 clean. I don't even... Do you think you can get in between the 1 and the 8? I don't think so. To play a kick shot? I don't think that's on.
No, no, definitely not for the kick, I feel. Maybe for the cut. But if so, I think he can cut it but not make it. Wait. Wow, that's a good effort.
I think he's covered
escape, but very nice result. He could be hooked though after this one.
Good shot. Well judged. Wasn't extreme difficulty, but he played it well. Not sure if he'll look for a jump or a kick here, but he does have a 1 real kick or a 2 real kick if he wants to go that way. But I think 1 real kick, try and hit this full and kind of send it down towards the bottom end of the table, Pascal, maybe.
Yeah,
played it well. How's the pace?
Yeah, still, even if you leave it with the separation of the 1 and the 2, 2 is pretty tough. So I think these are the kind of racks where, you know, when it's open, then you can really free flow. But when it's not, when it gets a little bit, you know, a little bit more scrambled with the problems, that's where his natural rhythm, I think, is a little bit off. Maybe that's where, as an opponent, maybe there's a little bit of a bigger chance to not let him get into his rhythm. But yeah, on the other hand, you have to focus on your own game as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think is he trying to... Not sure. I was asking the referee to watch. Not sure what that discussion was about, but we can clearly see he's going for the kick.
Well, maybe he thought if you're gonna hit the 4, sorry, if you're gonna hit it at the same time, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think there was much danger there. I mean, he hasn't played it well. He caught it all wrong, and he's let open a good chance here for Pablo. The balls are quite nice. Yeah, he's gone a little bit. He's pulled that back a little bit. Maybe going forward a touch might have been better, because now he's going a little bit to the left of the table rather than just screwing it back. I don't know if he can avoid the 9. Maybe he can just. Yeah, he's had to go the other side. That was careless. I think he just potted that 2 thinking I'll be fine, but actually he didn't have the right angle. Needed to go forward a little bit just to make the 4 to 5, because he could have even played a stop shot on the 4 if he was straight. But tester for Yanik. Plays it well. How's the luck? Well, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not awful. Might have to come back across above the 9 on the left side of the table here. Just missed it. Yeah, so Yanik is a little bit not with it at the moment. As you can see, I said at the beginning, he doesn't hide his emotions. He's not happy with how this match is going so far. However, Pablo will be very happy to be back at the table, and this shot's got a bit of pressure now for me, Pascal, because he's had a few chances which he hasn't taken. Big shot this.
going forward or is he going 2 rails? Ooh,
Oh.
it
Oh.
barely wobbled in.
Wow.
He's walking to his chair. You can see he's well, the Spanish temperament bottled up.
Yeah, that was a bit of a wobbler. He's got a nice angle here though. Oh, he's playing it slow. Surprised. I thought he might have played that a bit more pace and come off the 3 rails, but he's okay. He's going to have a little bit of a distance on the 9 maybe, unless he puts a bit of power into this one, just to get it back down past the break line would be nice.
I feel like there's some pressure on this one also. It's pretty important. You can't go 3-1 up against, you know, the young gun. He knows Yanik doesn't miss a lot of these situations, so he really needs to capitalize. Nicely struck.
Yeah, he's preparing himself here. Took a step back, trying to line himself up. He knows this is a big shot. I still fancy him to make it, but this is missable. He's had a few wobbles on a couple of shots. This one will test your cueing. Nicely done. 3-1, Pascal. Not the start that Yanik wanted, but he has had chances, to be fair.
Yeah, he did. And curious to see how he will manage the chance he had and missing some opportunities. How strong is this kid mentally? How's the temperament?
Well, those balls just erupted. Everything just exploded.
Definitely a legal break. I mean, it's so legal, it should be illegal.
Yeah, exactly. I think the ball came off the bottom of the bottom rail and just came back into the pack and just exploded them. So that's why you see a lot of balls at the top. He's playing a combo with pace. This is not going to end well. You hope for luck there, unfortunately. I think he's still going to take this on because he's feeling a little bit trying to make something happen, maybe.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. Yeah.
Wow, from this angle, it's thin.
Wow.
Oh, nice
Definitely
kiss.
played it thin enough, but a little bit too thin. Got lucky though.
Yeah, if that flicks on the other side, he would have left a much easier putt. You think this is puttable, Pascal? It's extremely thin. I don't think so. But sometimes it's deceiving.
Oh, it does slide in, maybe. No, I didn't go for it. But this definitely cuts. Or did he just look at the combination? The bank combination?
Yeah, it looked like he had a... with his cue. Surely not. I was going to say, as you said, it was definitely cuttable, so... There's a cue ball going. Oh, this puts a little bit more pressure on this. Is he going to run into the 4 ball? I think he is.
Wow. It just isn't clicking yet. But just keep on making balls until you make the 9. That will definitely help. Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And, well, Yanik can't either.
Yeah, he's been fortunate there as well. He hasn't left it. He might have only left the thinnest of edges, if even that. If not, he He does have an up and down. I mean, this is a very touch shot, Pascal, but if he catches the 6-ball full, he might be able to hook him behind the 7. Doesn't want to hit this really crazy hard, but just concentrate on the cue ball. He's hit it far too soft, though.
Needs a reel. Got no reel. Wow.
That was a bit careless. He needed to give it a bit more than that. Yeah, 4 reels. Punch this round. Very fortunate to get a chance to go 3-2 here, because granted he got ball in hand, but that 6-ball could have been on. But it wasn't. And Pablo gifted the chance back to Yanik to get another one on the board. And somehow he's 3-2. If he can somehow get a break here and level us at 3-3, I'm sure he'll be the happier of the two in some ways.
Well, 3-2, breaking. Let's see. Until now, it's like you said, his face was emotions all over the place.
Yeah, it's an illegal break. Took so much pace off that compared to the last one, I think, Pascal. Looked a lot softer.
Yeah, for the people who are not familiar with the 3-point rule, if you come in, even if it's a dry break, if the break is illegal, you're not allowed to play a push out. So if you don't have a shot, well, then pretty much all the time you're gonna give it back.
Yeah, but it's not a crazy difficult safety. The 1 ball isn't going to move much because he's going to play it on the right side. He's got 2 rails and there's a few balls down table to get some cover. You'd love to get behind the path behind the 9 ball. That could be a nice target to aim. How's the pace? It's not bad.
Good line.
Oh, just caught the 9.
Not a good line. So 1 good shot, getting straight on the 2. That will give him a really good chance. Well, the 4 is pretty tough. Yeah. Didn't go for it. Can't blame him with the 4 also on a difficult spot, especially from where the 3 is.
Yeah, it's an interesting. If that 2 ball wasn't where it is, he could have tried to swung the cue ball around, try and get some cover. Not sure that shot is on though. He's playing the other way. Yeah, that was a danger. Oh, little flick. Ooh. That'll help. Oh, that'll help a lot. Jump shot could be coming maybe.
So naturally, I think these kind of layouts don't favor Yanik, but of course he's so talented with the jumps, with the kicks also. And well, there you have it, the 9 ball. Wow.
Yeah, it was a great shot.
Something. But he does, and I don't know how often, but he does follow some coaching also from fellow Dutchman and pool legend Alex Lely in Italy, together with Mika van Berkel, one of the other youth players from the Netherlands. They worked on their games, on all the games with Alex, who, well, as we both know, has a lot of knowledge as a coach and also as a player. So, and he told me they worked a lot on safeties, kick shots, more of the more tactical part of the game. Also some one pocket and, you know, other stuff to widen their horizon. So I'm curious to see if we can already see some, well, some somewhat different Yanik in the safety department in the tactical games.
Oh, well, that solves that 4-ball problem. 3-ball is now the problem. Even though this is potable, not really sure he can do much. He could play a very nice safety behind the 5 here, Pascal. Kind of hit the 2-ball straight in the face. Just kind of let the cue ball stun up behind the 5. Send that 2-ball around.
Is he looking at some way to go around with the cue ball, or was he looking at the path of the 2-ball?
Cross bank. He's trying to get on the 3 from a cross bank. I don't blame him for going for it. I think the margin of error was so small to get on that 3-ball. I guess he was thinking, if I didn't make the 2, then Pablo also has a very difficult shot to get on the 3. Either way, this is very tough. Could he play rail first here, Pascal, from the top? Cushion, flick the 2, and then bring the cue ball down that way, maybe?
I think it's just a little bit deep to hit it thick enough. This looks like a pretty good line.
Wow, this is an extreme edge. I wouldn't be surprised if he missed the ball here. This is so thin.
Oh.
Sorry, Pablo. It's one of those things that seems to happen more often than you think. You're trying to catch it so thin. I don't know if you can get the cue ball out of there, Pascal. You might have to play the combo. Yeah, that might be the smarter choice. At least he knows it's very makeable, and the 3-ball will be waiting.
Well, still pretty straight. Would have liked a small angle.
Yeah, the only thing for me for this is the 6-ball. The way that he kind of played the combo, you might have to play another one on the 6th and the 8, because it's not ideal to get the 6 in the bottom right corner where his hand is. Yeah, he's got a nice angle here. Needs to slow up though. Put a bit of a draw on this and play a combo. Looks pretty straight though, Pascal, doesn't it? So if he can get pretty straight on this 6, he should be fine.
Yeah, it looks like the angle he got is good enough to get kind of straight. Likes the cue ball to bounce though. Oh, could say good enough, at least for pretty decent chance.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to choke his cue. Just wants to pot the balls as quick as possible. But 3-3. Yeah, you have to feel the momentum. It's probably just shifted a little bit, even though it feels 3-3 even. It looks like Yanik is just getting a little bit of momentum in his game. The next couple of racks will be obviously telling.
Well, let's see some other games that are in the mix. Mark Bijsterbos, one of the other elite Dutch players, is 8-2 up against Andreas Graf. So almost through in loose round 2. And of course, a lot of the usual suspects are playing in one of the other Predator events. The World 10 Ball. So I feel like this is also a chance maybe for some just the players below the top tier to get some real, well, experience on the TV tables, on the, you know, to go deep. So tough opener, going long rail, long rail.
Yeah, trying to get back in the middle of the table. He's played it well. Lost the cue ball ever so slightly, but I wonder if he can just take a bit of a thin cut on this 3 ball. I mean, he could try to punch this in, Pascal, with running spin, top spin to come off 2 rails. That could be an option. Looks like he's got the angle for that. What do you think? 2 rails and come above the 3?
Yeah, the only thing is when you play it that hard to play that position, then you have to put some extra left side spin in it, I think, because I think that the angle opens up when you play it harder on the newer cloth. So
Yeah,
it's
good call.
definitely, I think it's a little bit tougher than it looks.
Yeah, I agree. From that angle, you can see he has a little bit more angle, so he should be able to punch this out, come above the 5. He's trying to go forward. Yeah, he's fluked it though. How about that?
Wow.
Ooh, nearly. There's a bit of body in that one. This could be a cushion first shot. Maybe go behind the 4, take a longer 3. Yeah, probably a smart choice.
Yeah, also with the 8-9-5 in the middle, so you can go around it. There you can see that smooth, effortless stroke. When he gets into rhythm, Graham, it looks very, very easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel the momentum is just shifting. You can see by his body, his speed. He's getting a lot more comfortable. 3-1 down, and the house of cards was coming down all of a sudden. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He was quick on that. Smiling, he was very quick on that one. Jumped up before he hit the cue ball, I think, even.
I feel that's always difficult for us, well, spectators with the fast players. When they miss, it always looks like they played it too fast. But yeah, they always play fast. So is it because they play fast, or I mean, that's I feel that's always tough to judge.
Yeah, I think it's probably a bit of both. Speed can take away the pressure, but also can impact accuracy sometimes, because maybe you're going a bit fast, but look, we'll never know. Either way, it's a bit of a surprising miss. But oof, that just dropped in.
Wow.
Somehow he got that one in.
My.
That pocket doesn't seem to be big enough for Pablo. He's testing it.
So Yanik gonna take a timeout, looks like. So maybe a good moment to go through some of the scores. So still in winners round 1. We got Echeverria versus Best Done. 3-6 in favor of Best Done. Gashi 4-2 up against Walters. Arashuk 4-2 up against Hamid. Van Lierop, also Dutchman, 5-3 up against Gangvlot. Well, the rest of the matches I will give you when there definitely is a timeout. I thought Yanik was gonna take the timeout there. Maybe he did though.
I think he just wandered off and then came back in. Bit fortunately on the break, Pablo didn't seem to get the balls moving, but somehow made a ball, and then the one ball, I think the one ball hit the point and then kind of went up table and just scraped past the break line. And now it's turned out to be quite a nice open table, and what a moment this could be from pinching the last rack to having a wide open table and a chance for break and run to extend his lead to 5-3. These balls are nice, Pascal. Probably just wants to draw this a little bit. Just so he's got a nice angle on this ball.
This shot he played in the middle, the draw shot, it was perfect to land kind of straight on the tree. There was there was the maybe key shot. Yeah, looks really good.
Just got to be a little bit careful here, because he wants to have an okay angle on the 5 to go up table. Doesn't want to get too far past the 9. He's a little bit in between, so I don't know if he can punch this past the 8 ball. He might have to come the right side of the table. Can he come 2 rails on this, Pascal? Back to the middle of the table? I'm not sure. Maybe just enough.
He needs to draw. No, he's gonna punch it.
That's what he's tried. Needs to run a bit. Needs to run. It's not bad. Far enough where I think he can just lean over the table without too much hampering from the 8 ball, maybe.
Yeah, but still, it's pretty tough. He would like to play somewhere middle of the table where he is now, but to get there, he needs to. Yeah, it's pretty. Or you have to play inside spin, which is not easy at that pace. Or you have to really feel the speed of the table.
Below the 9, maybe. I think 3 reels. It's a good shot. This. He's there.
Yeah, nicely spotted
perfect.
there, Graham.
Ball in hand. What a break and run. What a time to get it, Pascal. Pinching a frame, rack, sorry, and then break and run to punish. Double punishment. Just the rack you need. That's how you punish somebody, isn't it? Pinch a rack, break and run a rack.
There we go, 5-3. So no real harm done for Yanik, but it looks kind of troubling. Missing a few open shots, and Pablo really capitalizing on those mistakes. You can see it all in the body language there. Shoulders a little bit down. And I feel like Yanik solves that most of the times by starting to make a lot of balls. What do you think, Graham? How do you feel this match is going?
Yeah, I just think I think Yanik is a little bit out of sorts. There's another example. He's just not able to get going. Too many mistakes. Looking at the other table, everybody can have an off day, of course, and it's still the winner's round, so he's not. If he was to go on to lose this match, it wouldn't be such end of the world. He would still be in. Yeah, he's not even watching the match anymore. He's kind of trying to distract himself, but this is a big moment for Pablo. Another chance. Does that 5 go past the 9? I think it does, right?
I think he's looking at the billiard diagram.
You think?
Yeah, I think it just doesn't go from the camera angle. It kind of from this angle, it looks like it goes. Well, we will know in a few moments.
Yeah, I think it does go. He's kind of forced into it a little bit because of where the 5 ball is. As you can see, it doesn't go past the 9. So he's going to have to catch this 4 quite thin. Get the cue ball moving. It's not bad. It's getting the referee to watch it, so...
I think it's definitely gonna be legal, but smart of him to ask the ref.
Yeah, I think he needs to draw it a little bit, Pascal, doesn't he? Oh, he's got it. What a shot. Wow. Talk about triple punishment. That 8 ball that Yanik missed has all of a sudden flipped this match completely in a blink of an eye. Finds himself 6-3 down. And I wouldn't be surprised if this break is an absolute thunder break of frustration.
He's playing good. It was a little bit harder. Still looked controlled.
Yeah, he's still keeping his head pretty clean because that 2 ball was potable. It was very, very makeable. He could have went full tilt, as we say, and just went all out attack, but even though the safety shot was quite straightforward and inviting, it's nice to see that he's trying to, well, battle through this and not let these last 3 racks get to him that much.
Another easy kick.
Yeah, that was tough, wasn't it? Very tough. Wide open table now. He's earned his chance. Don't see anything of great difficulty. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is all pretty connectable. Probably 7 to 8, Pascal, maybe. Could be the only one just because of where the 9 ball is. To make sure he doesn't get hooked on the 9 or something like that. Other than that, I don't really see any crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think if he has the angle somewhere where the cue ball is now, like an angle to the right side of the table, on the 7, he's always gonna be okay to go around the 8 ball, landing well below the 9 from where we are now.
Yeah, he has some options. He
Well,
might even
straight now.
might just play a stop shot and take the position on the 7.
Whoa, can you believe it?
This is incredible.
Wow.
He's having an absolute nightmare. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. He has left a horrible shot though. The crossbank isn't really on, I don't think. The draw shot is crazy really, because from where he is he's not going to be going for that, and the follow through I don't think is on either, Pascal. You might have to play the crossbank with an element of safety.
Yeah, I like that definitely like that, especially on the newer cloth.
Oh, so much body in that. Full ball, 8 ball. Nope.
So can he keep his head cool? Maybe ideal situation for Yanik would be winning this rack and then taking a timeout. I feel just regroup. Also when he loses the rack, take the timeout.
Well, he's left a lovely angle as well, Pascal. Probably 3 or 4 rails to play the 7 in the bottom right corner, I think. Looks quite natural. Well, I say natural. Bit of running side. What do you think? 4 rails?
Yeah, if he can miss the 9 ball. Yeah, which he definitely can.
Perfect. It's not the best angle. Can he force it round off two cushions to come out? Don't know if he can.
It doesn't look that straightforward, to be honest. It's okay.
Oh, he can. He's played it well.
He played
not
that
too bad.
well because he had a very small part of the table with that line. Some pressure on the shot because he knows he can really hurt Yanik winning this one. With all the unforced errors he made. Can just rub it in by winning this rack.
Big shot this one. I think he's torn between, does he just drop the 8 ball in, or can he draw it and just take a little bit of a longer 9 ball? Oh, this looks really awkward. I don't like this.
It can even scratch.
Oh, he's trying to play it the other way.
I like the choice though. He's okay, he's just okay. But still has to watch out for the middle pocket here. Watch out, middle pocket, he's okay.
Yeah, this is a big turn of events. All of a sudden, if you think back when I was talking about momentum and Yanik was just getting a little bit of movement in his game, it looked like he was starting to flow a little bit, and then that crazy 8 ball out of nowhere, he missed it, and then next minute you know it's 7-3. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, with some, with the miscue in position, he got straight. Then the miscue. Wow. Have to be said though that Pablo doing really well. Putting him under pressure, maybe you could argue forcing some mistakes by Yanik. By keeping on the pressure.
Yeah, definitely. And he's taking the chances that are coming his way. He's got another chance here. Not a bad break. Does have to put a little bit of a draw on this 1 ball. And as we've seen, Pablo does like to put a little bit of body into these shots. But judging by where the balls are, Pascal, if he can get that cue ball back to anywhere middle of the table area, he's going to have a great chance here. The balls are just lovely.
Yeah, just a little kill shot. Well, it was always tough to hold it. Does it go past the 8 ball?
Well, he's looking. I think that's what he played, maybe he was thinking he couldn't hold it. If it does go, it's not too bad. It's definitely tight. Oh, surely that doesn't go, Pascal.
Oh. It's so... Well, it's definitely not a whole pocket. Otherwise he would have made it already.
Well, he's going for it, I think. Yeah, maybe it was a bit too tight. He was trying to play far jaw. Hasn't left it on though. Yanik does have an edge on the 2, but is this the one that he's forced into going for a crazy one? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it does cut, but what's the cue ball gonna do? Really thin. Could also try to find some cover behind. Well, he went for it.
Yeah, I think he was kind of forced into going for that too. There wasn't really a good safety on. But another chance for Pablo here. Just needs one good shot. Pressure will start to build if he can make this too, because this is a big, big rack. Get himself. How's the pace? Oh, a little bump. Does it go past in the top left corner? That looks tight, but maybe it does go.
I think I rather like to play this with a kill shot in the upper left. Try to take the speed out with some right hand spin, hit it a little bit thicker. Oh, I didn't even go for that one. I
Don't understand that.
I feel like that's a mistake.
Yeah, he could have even played that pocket speed, dead weight, and still been on the 5. To not take that on from that angle, as I'm very surprised, especially with a 7-3 lead. Of course, if he was to hook Yanik and put him in all kinds of trouble, we'd probably see a good shot, but that was a chance I think maybe missed. Trying to keep Yanik away from this table for me.
Yeah, that's the one way you know for sure your opponent isn't gonna do anything.
I think there was a little panic there. I think he thought he underhit that just for a moment. But it's more than fine. Bit of a chance missed there to get on the hill. Yanik will be happy with that. Trying to keep him off 8 for as long as possible. Give himself every chance to battle back. Just changes the game a little bit when someone's on the hill. But yeah, you'd have to say a chance missed there by Pablo. You think, Pascal? I felt like he could have went for that one.
Yeah, definitely. I think both pockets were an option, and even if the top right corner wasn't available, then I still feel he could play or dead weight or a little kill shot in the upper left, leaving some decent shot on the 5. Especially, like you said, with the lead, with the 7-3 lead. But yeah, then again, maybe he felt like, yeah, you know, why risking the shot when there's a good safety, when he felt like the safety was good, like a good option. Just hook him, he's already maybe tilted a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Lots of things go through your mind. I think just on that kind of 4-ball, the angle it was going up the table was kind of favouring the pot as well. That was the only thing. If you look at all the options, maybe it was worth it. But hey, that's in the past. We can always talk about what was or what wasn't. But it is 7-4. And a push out here. Is he going to push into a jump? I think he is. Well, he's going to attempt to go and get his cue, because I don't see Pablo taking this jump shot, surely. I'll be giving this one back.
He did take his jump cue. Is he playing a little bit of poker?
Yeah, surely he's got to give this back.
Or
Wow.
does he feel he needs to redeem himself after the last safety he went for?
Yeah, I just think the thing that I don't understand with that shot, Pasco, is he didn't take the 4-ball on, which was a much easier pot, but you'd happy take a very difficult jump shot on. Interesting.
Yeah.
I know Yanik is a good jumper, so that can play in your mind. Maybe he thought, well, if I give it back to him, there's probably a high chance to make it. Still, it was a very high tariff jump shot nonetheless. Oh wow, he's going for... Oh wow! Oh my!
Wow!
He's looking.
he looked into the camera.
That
Oh
was,
my!
that was
Please,
incredible.
please put this in the highlight reel. This is
Wow,
some good stuff.
that was... I mean, that was the pocket he went for, but goodness me, I didn't expect it to go in that way. But that could be a big turnaround. And this comes back
Oh
to...
my goodness, him looking in the camera, for me that was the that was the moment of the tournament so far.
Yeah, that was... But that could be a big shift in this match all of a sudden. Yeah, if he can put some extra pressure onto Pablo here, all of a sudden this match has just flipped again.
Now you feel, even though Pablo is 7-5-4, you feel like momentum is with Yanik, and all of a sudden, well, feels like it's kind of even game, although Pablo is two racks up.
Yeah, all of a sudden this is just shifting for me. This could have a hill written all over it. No problem balls here. If that 6 goes past the 9 in the bottom right, that's even better, but no problem if it's not. Sorry, the 5 doesn't go past the 9 in the bottom right, so it's going to have a nice angle to come off. I say have a nice angle, you might have to draw this back. Don't think you can use the rail.
No, I think you can just, yeah, I can cheat the pocket a little bit. Play it in the left side of the pocket, because it was so close.
Yeah, and he's got a nice angle on this 6 ball in the side as well. He can, depending how he gets on the 6, yeah, he can run it off a couple of rails. Pacey.
Oh,
Wow.
that's hard. Well, maybe even hooks himself.
Oh, that's an absolute monumental mistake. He had so much table to play with, and he's overran that by 2 or 3 feet. It's not the best, I don't think. He needs to get behind the 8. Oh, he has. He's played it well. I thought that was going to drift to the right side of the table. In a bit of trouble here.
Big shot here. Well, does it go? Does it go? Oh
Wow.
my.
Jump cue. This could be, oh, you can see it clean. Doesn't need the jump cue at all, and the 8 ball's over the side pretty much, so he's going the other way. A little bit more pressure on this 8.
Well, I like that though. Standing up there for a bit. Just checking. Wow.
Wow.
Got the point in play. Well, I don't know you, Graham, but for me this is like the whole match is like a roller coaster of emotions, of momentum shifting. It's I don't know, like it got a lot of everything. It got some grind, it got some flow, momentum shifting. This is really enjoyable game to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Pendulum has been swinging back and forwards. I think Pablo will be thinking, what's happening here? He might look back on that 4 ball and think, yeah, maybe I should have went for that one, because that was a turning point. Still. Oh, what a break. Is he going to have a shot?
I think the
He
cut
is.
shot is definitely on. Is there a 4 rail position on the 5? Going short, long, short, long. Or maybe 2 rails. No, what I said is none, I think. I thought he maybe could go around the 5. But maybe just go 2 rails, 2 or 3 rails.
Here's a cue ball. He's nearly there. It's not terrible. I don't know if he's going to play into the 6. He might catch the edge.
Just roll it in. Yeah, you're always gonna feel like he would get some kind of shot, and that's definitely what this is. Some kind of shot. Oh my. Imagine being Pablo also with the fluke on the 9. I know it's part of the game, but it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, this will definitely hurt a little bit. 7-3. And a chance to get on the hill, turn down. And the next minute, you know, he comes back to the table. And it's 7-all. And we have a race to 2.
Well, it's the same like in the beginning. It was like with the 8 ball. Yanik missed earlier, and then all of a sudden he's trailing big time, and then you got the 4 from Pablo, and then before you know it, it's 7-7. So could this one go all the way? So for everyone who's watching, I would like you to remind that subscribing to the Pro Billiard TV YouTube channel is totally free, but helps a lot. It helps grow the game. Predator does so much for the game at the moment. So many events, great venues, live streams with commentary, all free. So help us out here and subscribe to the channel. And so that Predator can proceed all the good work. Meanwhile, the players do have a timeout now. I think they both took a timeout. So I will take you through some of the scores at the moment. So Kashi 7-4 up against Wolters. Arashuk 6-5 against Hamid. Van Lierop 6-6 against Gangvlot. Stan Kiewik 8-6 against Michel Trent. Mika van Berkel, one of the other, well, the other youth world champion from the Netherlands in the youth division, 9-2 win over Kishinka. Kazmarek 6-7 down against Fidalgo, and Vitaranta won 9-3 against Enfroy in the winners round 1. So interesting to see how both players will handle this 7-7 situation. It's been a roller coaster. What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, I think there's probably one more twist. Don't know where it's going to come from, but anything but plain sailing this match has been for both players. But Yanik, you would have to think, is feeling probably the better of the two. Pablo will be feeling it after having such a big lead and a couple of chances to possibly get closer to winning this match, and somehow it's 7-7, which is incredible considering how it's gone. Makes a ball. Does he make the points? He does, and he's got a shot at the 2. So actually this is a nice break, Pascal. At first glance, 6 ball maybe was the one that jumped out. Just caught my eye, but could play a 6-8 combo possibly. Good chance this.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good chance, and it is nice to know that you have some influence at this stage of the game. It's not always that at 7-7 you get a real good chance. So, like you said, the 6 isn't that easy, but with the 5 being over the middle pocket, you could say he's probably gonna have an option to not play the combination on the 8 and maybe float over to use one of the top corners, maybe the side pocket.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, does the 6 ball, does it squeeze past the 8? Maybe it does. Sometimes it can be a little bit deceiving on the eye, but no, I don't think that squeezes past. I don't like the combo either, Pascal, because it's one of those combos where when you play the 6 onto the 8, as you know yourself, the 6 is going to go to the little bit to the right side of the table, so it's not great.
Yeah, you have to play it harder when you're straight or have an angle, but then the combination is harder, so I like drawing back like this. Leave an angle. Oh, it looks pretty straight. So now, if it is straight, then maybe he's forced into the combination, or he played it. I would have liked a little bit of an angle on the 5 and float it over for one of the upper corners.
Is he playing cushion first, Pascal? 6 into the cushion off the 8 ball? Is that what he's playing? Because this combo is not... I don't know what he's playing here. This combo is not nice at all. So cushion first isn't a bad option.
I think, well, he's looking at your shot there.
Better position at the 7.
That's the big advantage of that shot. Otherwise, he has to play with inside spin to clear the 9. Which makes the combo harder. This is not easy though. What a great shot at this stage.
Wow. And I think he's been a bit fortunate there. I don't think that's the side of the table he played for the 7. But I tell you what, Pascal, he'll take it. One more good shot here to get a nice position for that 9 ball. Stretching a bit here. He's going to have to run this. Couple of rails.
Oh no, can you believe it? What the drama. This was the... Oh my days, Graham.
Oh gosh. We said, didn't we, there'd be another twist. I mean, he was stretching a few times with that extension after such a good shot.
Oh no.
He's going to bank this, but watch this. He's made it as well. Oh, talk about double punishment. Oh, Pablo will be absolutely sick.
Oh, can you believe it? Oh, he's straight into the... Yeah, that's why he went forward. Smart shot. Nicely executed. Well, Graham, that's... What a twist. I mean, what a shot to play that ball rail first. Then have the nice position. Then the miscue. My days.
Yeah. Don't know what to say. I mean, he had been using that extension quite some times and he was stretching, and I don't know, did we anticipate that to happen? But yeah, crazy scenes.
I was just about to say just before he miscued, like maybe Yanik isn't coming back to the table even with the 2 breaks for Pablo, but now Yanik at least knows he's ensured to get back to the table. Even when Pablo has a break and run here, Yanik may break on the hill. Oh, what a break. Super good chance to go hill. The 6, 7, 8 is a little bit tricky, especially for the moment, I feel, Graham.
Yeah, this is big pressure for him.
Well, do you go forward 1 rail with maybe a touch of inside spin to play the 6 in the lower right? Or do you force it around the angles? Maybe play 2 rail for 6 in the side. That's the most natural line, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it goes past the 9 anyway in the same pocket, so it's all about the pace control for me. He wants the easiest option possible. He's trying to hold it for the middle. It's a pretty good shot, really. The only thing with this one, Pascal, is what do you do? Do you go up and down? I don't think you can drop it in. He's going to have to play a thinner 7. There's no way he's risking playing this with loads of left-hand spin to get close to the 7. I'd take it straight up and down the middle of the table. Play a thin 7.
That's what I like as well.
Oh, he could hold it. That's okay. Possibly 8 ball in the bottom left might be a safer option. I wouldn't be flirting with any draw shot to come below the 8 in the same pocket. I'd definitely playing this. Can he even kill it?
if you feel like it, go inside spin 3 rails, cue ball middle of the table.
needs a half ball
How's your
flick.
luck?
Oh, it's not bad.
It's not bad, but he needs.
Stretching again.
He's stretching again with the extension. I don't want to say it like, but oh my.
Wow, this had hill written all over it, Pascal, didn't it?
Yeah, you called it very early already. For the neutral fans, this is good news. Of course, for the Dutchies, for all the Dutch players and fans, they didn't want to see a hill match here. But it's Yanik with the break. Yeah. it's kind of tough, Graham, to where the point. I mean, is he happy or disappointed in how how the match went? Like, how does he sit in his chair?
I don't know, but this break looks incredible. Oh, that'll make Pablo be happy. Looked for all the world that Yanik was going to have a shot there. But yeah, I don't know. At the beginning of the match, if you said to Pablo, hey, the score will be 8-8 and you'll have a one-rack shootout with Yanik, would you take it? I don't know. Maybe he would.
I would definitely take it.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing a thin edge. Oh, this is horrible. There's no gap there. This is not nice. Surely he can't get through there. He's laughing. Can he get through?
Yeah, Yanik is putting up his hand to a referee. Little help here, please.
No, I don't think so.
If he misses this, this could go to maybe a 3-fall kind of situation. Although, wow, at least the second one is going to be a safety as well. It's not a super tough hit. I thought he was going to the long rail there, Graham.
Don't understand this shot at all.
So he is saying, okay, let's go 3 falls. You open up that 2. I dare you to try and hook me again. Interesting decision, putting some extra pressure maybe on Yanik.
Yeah, I guess it's not. Let me take that back. It's not a terrible shot actually, because there's not a real. He's not guaranteed to be hooked yet. Oh, but Yanik's played it really well. Needs to slow up. He has left an edge on this one though, definitely.
Oh.
He can hit it. I don't know if he can make it in the side, but he can definitely hit the 2 ball clean. Can he jack up? Has he got enough of the 2 ball to stop it? I don't think. Maybe not.
He hasn't, but he's playing this very, very well. Wow. What a choice there. To play the intentional foul. And looks like he is rewarding himself. Must hit for Yanik. Oh, just barely missed it.
Wow, what a moment. In matches, you just want, it's a bit of a cliche, Pascal, but you just want the chance to win. At least have a chance. And this, it doesn't come any better than this. I mean, 2-3 is very simple. 3-4 is probably the key shot to get down. If he gets nice on this 4 ball, 5, 6, and 8 and 9 up. Wow, they're pretty good. It's all about the
last
shot.
3 balls are so nicely connected.
Needs to miss the 6 ball here. Love to be up close to the 4. Keep running. Oh, is he a bit over the 6 ball? That's not ideal, you know. And because he had ball in hand, it's a little bit self-inflicted on that 2 to 3.
There's definitely tension on this shot. It's a little bit sensitive, speed sensitive, and just slightly awkward cueing with the 6.
Good pace. It's not bad. A little bit
It's
heavy,
not-
but it's okay.
It's okay, but being straight would mean game over. Being like this, well, hill, Graham. The pocket is becoming smaller and smaller, especially with this kind of blind angle. Oh my!
Oh no. Goodness me.
Oh.
Pascal. When it rains, it pours. Yeah, Yanik's going to get out of jail here. Incredible. I'd love to hear an interview after this match.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Oh, what a match that was. So, 9-8 for Yanik Pongers going through to the next winners round. Pablo going to the losers round. He will be very disappointed about that shot. Oh my. Thank you all for watching. I'm still recovering. I don't know about you, Graham, but I really enjoyed this. So don't forget to subscribe to the Pro Billiard TV channel on YouTube. And this was Pascal de Smit and Graham Hickman. This is it for now. Thanks for watching. Until the next. Bye bye.
ball. When the ball is dirty, you can let her clean the ball, but it's taking your time.
Oh, it's taking, yeah, yeah, I know it, yeah.
I have so much space. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, pool fans, watching live, we're back again where the action continues here at the Dutch Open, the Predator Dutch Open. And as you can see, our featured match now, after that thriller of a match just moments ago, we've got one man that needs no introduction, Oliver Ortman, a pioneer from the Belgium Q Sports world, versus Benjamin Belhassan. Benjamin at the table, who's won the lag as well. Fascinating clash here between two veterans of the game. Take a closer look here at Oliver Ottman. His first chance to break serve, as you like. That's a horrible one. Anywhere but there. There is a thought to say maybe the bank shot here is even easier than to cut back. Tough to control the cue ball from this position. Not by this veteran though. What a wonderful shot that was.
Black on black.
Yeah, it's time to make a decision. He's got several options here, and Me personally, I think the carom putting the 2 off the 3 is even easier than making the combination, but I'm sure if you're watching this live, you, you might disagree with that. Although the reward going for this combination 2-9 is, of course, a lot higher, and therefore most probably the right decision. It makes contact with the 7. Ooh, not even that. If you're Oliver, you're trying to play your cue ball with a little bit of left spin. And the reason I said that is because of this. You don't want to run the risk of putting your cue ball in such an area where you have to bridge over other balls or maybe even snooker yourself. That being said, switch his hands, make light work of that. I must say it's refreshing to see a veteran like him play at such a fast speed at the table. At least it looks like that on the eye. Oh, that was a poor miss. What a reprieve for Benjamin. Surely he has to take this opportunity. Double whammy there by Benjamin. Also, same applies for the failed putting attempt there. Should have made the 5, really. So it's Oliver has taken both of the breaks of Benjamin. So that's not a great start there by the Frenchman. See if Oliver can convert one of his 2 breaks. There's a few times during this opening day that I've seen the player not hit the first ball completely or foolish in the face and still ended up being rewarded with a decent layout. Same is the case here. done good enough there because made the positional side of the shot a lot easier and also left himself an angle to go towards the 5, but I'm not so sure whether he's left himself an angle on the 5 here. And if that's not the case, then we do need to see a power draw. He's got that in abundance, as you can see. Very much a flow player is Oliver. Got a very loose cue action. So there you have it. On his first break attempt, Oliver immediately converts it. Looking to extend the lead even further. Looks like he can get to the putting angle on the 1. Yeah, well, trying to figure out how to play position on a 2. It's looking like a gentle drawback. Optical illusion. Wasn't able to see the full putting angle on the 1, so played a decent safety. Actually, more than decent, of course. Wondering whether Benjamin has a chance to putt this one after 2 rails. Oh, he certainly got close there. And it's tough to tell whether the 1 is glued to the rail. Seems like it. If that is the case, the spot is a little bit more tricky than if it's not completely touching the rail. That's a nice shot there by Oliver. It's interesting when you study his cue action. It's very much moving. Prior, when he draws his cue back, there is a nice pause there at the end. So it's all the movement in the front side is more to loosen up any sort of tension in his arm. Whereas when he, and that was always the problem when you playing putt the other ball off the rail, you can easily push the next ball, the ball on off track. That's exactly what's happened there.
Extension.
That's a delightful putt there by Benjamin. Considering so far in this match, you had nothing to show for it. That is a phenomenal putt, really. How many times do we see this when a player is not really involved in the match? All of a sudden, they pull out a amazing, highly skillful shot, and all of a sudden they spring back to life, and the complexion of the match changes. So, be interesting to see what type of effect that will have on Benjamin. But that was a phenomenal putt, and deserved him to win the rack. Lost the cue ball there, unfortunately, and with this angle, he can't do a lot with his cue ball, and it's gonna go forward, so it's gonna get closer to the 5. Now, it's the previous shot really that put him in this position. Needs to play this one with inside. Can go around the back of the 8. This was always the most logical route. The safety measures, it'd be advised to just roll this cue ball. Yeah. Ever so slightly forward. Oliver wearing a nice little timepiece there. I suppose when you have tournaments like this, which is apart from Germany, closest to his hometown, you get the chance to see these veterans partake in such a prestigious tournament. Of course, not as active as back in the day. I'm wondering if you kick to 2, can it go off the 3 in the side rail? Side pocket, sorry.
Extension.
In all fairness, that's a poor attempt there by Oliver. Could have put more damage to his opponent. Whatever happens, Benjamin does have a chance to come up with a better reply. And how about that for a reply? I think the more positive shot here is to go around the back of the 7, put it in the same corner pocket. Yeah, it's always one of those shots where you can cue it positively. He's lost his cue ball again. In his previous time where his cue ball was faced and glued to the cushion, he came up with a great shot. And this time again he puts the 9, although this one was a little bit easier than the long putt he made to put his first rack on the board. So solid response, timely response as well. A successful break here by Oliver, and he's got enough angle to work with on this 2, but needs to make sure he injects enough speed in his cue ball, enough power to come all the way back to the right side of the table, basically more or less in the vicinity of where he was cueing on. He's fluked the 2, and to make matters worse, he has landed nice on the 3. And that's the biggest difference between 9 ball and 10 ball. 10 ball, his opponent would have been at the table now. 9 ball, sometimes you gotta sit there and take it on the chin, accept that is part of the game. I don't think the 7 passes this 9 into the bottom left corner pocket, so if that is the case, he desperately needs to keep his cue ball on the left side of the table from the main camera angle. So I wanna be glued to the rail. Been a little bit fortunate. The middle pocket has actually come to aid him in this shot. As you can see now, he can create some backswing. Well, I was about to say, I thought immediately as soon as he hit it that he hit it too hard, and that is exactly what happened. I don't know why he punched it so hard. Maybe a little bit tension still in the arm. Got options here now. I'll be definitely going for the 9 in the center pocket. There are players that prefer the corner pocket. Safely in. Yeah, there you have it. I was about to say, did he pass the 3-point rule test? And no is your answer. Benjamin could use the 8 here to play position on the 2. Just a gentle full nudge on the 8 would be sufficient, though. Maybe you can put this full enough. It's one of those where you have to, yeah, go forward rather than backwards. It's the easier option to get closer to the next ball. And this is still okay. Needs to make up his mind whether he wants to go land on the right side of the 8 or the left side for the 7. Close to the rail it is, and that is played to perfection. In fact, he's left himself a nice little angle here to draw his cue ball back in the center of the table. Didn't want to overcomplicate stuff. The shot there, and watch him put this 9. Pulls another rack back. Stay in contention for this match. I believe, yeah, Ortman just adding the score in the arena. This wonderful arena, as you can see. It'll be interesting to see whether Benjamin can see the edge of the two. Oh, in fact, it is Oliver at the table because it was a illegal break according to the 3-point rule, of course. If you're wondering why I say illegal, you can see the edge of the two, which could mean that it pretty much is forced to go for this. I mean, even if it stays over the hole, you've got the 3 and the 5 covering it anyway. That nearly went awfully wrong. I believe that's the biggest dilemma if you have a unorthodox cue action. It's usually the longer distance proves to be a bit more difficult. In close range, it's fine. He's made a career with his cue action, so I suppose everything I'm saying right now is not really viable, but usually my experience tells me the players who are a little less compact, a little less safe, for lack of a better word, in their mechanics, it's usually the longer distance that and under pressure that gets to them. There's a very famous saying: "We never rise to the occasion; we fall to the highest level of our preparation." And of course, your mechanics is a big part of it. And that is landed horrible. Now forced to play the kick shot here. Balls could be going anywhere. Overdrew the cue ball with quite a bit. Made light work of that cut shot though. Might have to play another one. Just gets down and steers these balls in. Impressive to see. I believe, just like me, everyone else was patiently tracking the one to see where it would land. Well, perfectly in front of the center pocket. He's got a very narrow window to play his cue ball for the 5 here. If not, he could potentially try and play position for the combination for the 5 and the 9 if he does not fancy the small margin for error in terms of positional play. My. Be interesting to see whether Oliver will attempt a bank shot here on the 6. I feel it's worth the risk. Well, risk. I mean, 6-3 in front, and if he can make this bank, which he is not going for, it almost feels like it's closing the door on your opponent. Could have done by widening the angle there. Shouldn't miss any of these players, shouldn't miss these types of shots, but I mean, they are not completely unmissable, of course. The cue ball stop just in time. Well, hard to tell if you're judging by his body language. Not entirely sure whether we can pot the 5, and if not, then it will be a safety shot attempt. Well, he could get through the potting angle and made light work of it. Nicely here on the 6, and with a great chance to extend his lead. Just a perfect moment to run away from his opponent. 6-4 up. If he can resolve the last 3 shots here. 7-4 up with one more break to come. An 8-4 lead almost feel insurmountable for Benjamin. Though the cue ball is a bit short here. So the 8 is now a lot harder than it should have been. Same cut. Luckily, the 9 is pretty much center table, so doesn't have to play the 8 overly careful. Nope. 8 has denied him. Equally, how important this rack could have been for Oliver, it's same rule applies for his opponent. If somehow Benjamin can nick these 2 racks of Oliver, it's game on again. As he smashes in the 9. Steals one of the serves of Oliver. Put the score on the wrong side. It is in fact 6-5, of course, instead of 7-4. This rack requires a lot of problem solving for Benjamin or either of these players, of course. And it starts right now from the 2 to the 3. And it's not about only getting onto the 3. can you leave yourself such an angle where getting back onto the floor is possible? Judging by this picture, I would say he's passed that first test. I don't know how much the 7 is potentially hampering his cueing on this shot. If the answer is not too much, there's not a lot that could go wrong in this shot. It's actually not bad, you know. Where the 7 was sitting, I think he's just pushed it in a position where you've got a bit more options in terms of positional play. Know whether it passes the 8 or the 9 in the bottom corner pocket. If not, you can always try and play position for the 7 into the side. Drop just in time. That little miss by Oliver in the 11th rack has changed the complexion of the match. Arguably, it could have been and maybe should have been 8-4 in front. However, the score now being tied 6-all, he needs to
You have to now. I already did my two.
reset. Not so sure what is going on.
It's your break. I think it's your break.
I broke the first two.
Both players not so sure whose break it is.
8, 10. Yeah, it's 13.
Whoever won the lag
You just break?
Oh, no, I just broke this one. Yeah.
Miscounted. I like it better anyway.
I'm sorry.
I like it better anyway.
Oh, overcut it. Feels like he's lost momentum ever so slightly, Oliver.
Extension.
It was an interesting way he went about the position from the 3 to the 4. Right. Look at his pre-shot mechanics. I wonder whether he's on some sort of a side right coaching method. He's trying to stand rightly behind the line and almost shuffles with his legs. None of that matters, of course, now, having missed the 4. And, his positional option from the 3 to the 4 left a lot to desire for. Again, the contact wasn't ideal on the first ball, however, the fork has come all the way back to spoil the party here. Nearly for a second looked like he was almost gifted with a great chance. Oliver trying to bait his opponent after the push out. A tricky little jump there. Hard to reach as well, as you can see.
Right.
Always fascinating to see the push out part of the game. It literally is a chess game then. Do you play it to your strengths? Are you trying to exploit your opponent's weakness? Some of the times it's almost more than anything bluffing. For the longest time during that shot, it looked like he would leave Benjamin with a nice easy shot here on the two, but actually it's landed in an awkward place. You can still cut this one back, but as is always the case with thin shots, the most difficult part is to control the cue ball. So much so he didn't even fancy to take on the pot, and with 4 balls there at the center line of the table, that really is a poor attempt. Now he'll be most likely snookered. Or is there a gap? I think there is actually. That is wild. Again, a little bit too short. Sure, I don't think he can get to the putting angle, but honestly, he's got no business even being able to see the two, let alone potentially putt it. I don't know whether it's worth to play for this 6-9 combination. Maybe it is. Yeah, it didn't have a lot of angle on the 4 anyway, so this 6-9, yeah, that's looking dead on. Why not? If you can save yourself 3 extra pots. Always delightful when it lands on your lap. Rueful if it lands on your opponent's lap. Nevertheless, Oliver Ortman now on the hill, and Benjamin needs to fight to keep this match alive. Well, he'll get 2 breaks. That is, of course, if he can win the first of the 2 breaks. Well, I'm tempted to say he could not have asked for much better than this. Beautiful layout. The balls are nicely spread. Cue ball is wide in the open. I mean, in all honesty, if you fail to convert a chance like this to keep the match alive, I should say. Don't know whether it's maybe not your time to win. And of course, it is the loser's round, so whoever ends up losing this match will be out of this year's Dutch Open EuroTour Predator EuroTour. I mean, I would love to place this cue ball exactly where it is now, maybe a tad bit towards the right side of the table, more or less where he was. Yeah, a little bit closer, but it's the same principle. And now, when he draws into the side rail, he'd love to leave himself a positive angle on the 6, one where he can avoid running into the 9. And that is exactly the opposite. It's almost impossible now to play a power shot on the 6 and not make some sort of a contact with the 9. Shouldn't be detrimental just yet, but I'm just saying it adds a bit extra pressure, extra degree of difficulty on this shot. Well, I was wrong actually. He just managed to avoid running into the 9. Nice timely response there by Benjamin. Needs to produce another break and run and ask the question to Oliver and see whether he can give him an opportunity to get back to the table. All to play for now, of course. Possible 2 more racks to come. Legal break, yes, but he's lost his cue ball. And I'm not so sure whether this is the time in the match to take such a risk on the one. And also I need to ask myself whether if you are going for the one in the top right corner pocket, is the scratch possibly on? Even though the four is there. I've seen stranger things happen. Or is the scratch on the right side on? That was awfully close, but cue ball travels just enough to cover the one. All in all, that was a very decent response. Well, clears to see what Oliver thought of that shot. Now, however, Benjamin with a lovely chance to draw level here. Force a deciding rack. Needs to leave himself high here on the 8. Center table would do the trick. No need to
Extension.
overcomplicate the shot. Our official at the table just notified the player there is a shot clock in operation. Crucial shot coming up here. Need some smooth cueing on this. No jabby movements. Yeah, nice and smooth. Well done. So, another hill. Back to back on this TV table. That is, of course, presuming he will make this 9. And he does. Well, one rack decide who's continuing in this tournament and who will go home. Yeah, again, look at his cue ball. Look at his cue ball. If you are watching on YouTube, just rewind back maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds. Have a good look at where the cue ball hits the side rail after the one. It's way too low. And has happened several occasions in this match, and not once has he been, well, punished by the table, if you like, nor by his opponent. Of course, having said that, he can't see the two. So, and the jump shot seems way too risky to keep his cue ball at the table, so he's going to push out. Well, this is definitely bluffing, maybe saying to your opponent, I bet you can't make this jump and leave yourself nice shape on the 3. But this is a matter of, can you afford not to play it? In all honesty, I think the answer is no. If you hand it back to your opponent, you know what his game plan will be, and if he does execute the shot, that could be the end of the match. So he has to go for this, one way or the other. One good jump for the win, possibly. So what's the damage here? Oliver can definitely cut this 2 in the top right corner pocket. But this cue ball will go very close towards the 4. And can he avoid running into the 4? That is the biggest question here. And that is, of course, assuming he does make the pot. Well, he held his hand up, so that to me tells me it was a fluke. He didn't intentionally try to play the carom there. And he's still not completely out of the woods just yet. So thin cut once again. I don't know whether he can avoid running into the 8. That's the biggest problem here. You might have to play inside. Where's his cue ball? Well, what about now? That should be the game sealer, if you ask me. Yeah, it's in his hands now. Though he could have done better here on the 9. Gets down fairly quick on the 9. This for the win. And to continue in this Predator Dutch Open. Congratulations to Oliver Ortman. It was a tough battle. He had the initiative when he was 7-5 up, or 6-5 up actually, 6-4. His opponent clawed all the way back 6-all, then from 8-6 down, made it 8-all. But that perfect break and run
It's your break, actually, but it says it's my break. There
eventually
must be something wrong in between. I don't know.
eventually finished off this match. Both guys are maybe discussing who won the lag. Doesn't matter. Oliver Orban
Anyway,
continues,
two shakes.
and it's over now for Benjamin Belhassan. On behalf of us, see you for the next match.
And the break is lucky.
Yeah, the table plays fast also, it's tough to do.
Bouncing like that. Do you remember Treviso?
Yeah,
It was totally different.
yeah, yeah.